Well, hello, 5th and 6th grade. We are looking at classic art and the importance of perspective in art, especially classical art. They were very concerned with form as well as perspective, making things look very realistic. So today I thought we would do a 1-point perspective drawing. And so what I want you to do, I have a piece of white drawing paper. This is a regular copy size piece. If you want to do a larger one, you might need to get a ruler that's a little bigger, like a yardstick, if you're going to use a bigger piece of paper. But I'm going to put this, I'm drawing it from this way, so I'm going to be looking at it as portrait. This would be landscape, but I'm actually going to be drawing this way, portrait. And I'm going to line my ruler up. And I want to draw, the first thing I'm going to do is draw an X from corner to corner. My ruler isn't quite long enough, so I'm going to have to move it, but I'm going to try to get this lined up to where it will intersect my corners. I'm going to go back and fix my line a little bit. Just right there. Okay, then same thing on the other side. Okay, so now I have an X. At the X, that's where I want you to draw the horizon line. The horizon line is where the sky meets the earth, or where the floor meets the wall. So for this one, I'm going to draw, actually, just when you do this, do it very, very lightly, because we won't be using this particular as our floor, but I'm just going to draw really lightly just so you can see where the horizon line would be. But for this composition, we're not going to be using that as our floor. This will be our floor, which you'll get to in a second. So with this one, what I want you to do is make notches on the diagonals that are about maybe an inch apart. Just make little marks with your ruler on your diagonal where it is 1 inch apart. Okay, same thing on the other side. 1 inch apart. All these instructions are in your assignment, so don't worry if you forget or feel like you don't understand something, you'll have time. I'm also from here, this is my vanishing point, so everything comes from this spot. I'm going to make a little ceiling line, so I'm going to make just a slight angle from my vanishing point to the top, but just coming out ever so slightly. This is going to be my ceiling line, my roof line, which I'll explain in a second. So I'm going to draw that there, and then the same, try to get the same angle on the other side. Okay. Now, all these little lines you make, you want to draw vertical lines, lines that go straight up and down from your points that you drew on your diagonals. So I'm just going to do that really quickly. Okay, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. I'm going very fast. You guys will slow down and be more accurate than I am. Okay, now from here, I want to connect these two lines with an arch. So I'm going to draw, just freehand draw an arch where each one of these lines connect. Now, if you get to a point where it runs off the page, that's okay. you can continue that line because your brain will actually connect it, okay? This would have a line down this way. All right, so this is my ceiling now, my walls, and now I need to create my floor. So I come from my vanishing point and I come down at an angle that's similar to the side angle. You don't want to make it too close because you are making tiles on your floor. So you only want to add like, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4 lines, all of them coming to your vanishing point. You can figure out how many lines you need to perfectly evenly space this out down here. So mine would have been every 2, let's see here, it's about 8 inches across. So 2, 4, 6, 8. I could have done those marks and then have it perfect. I'm trying to rush. So now I'm going to create some grids on my floor by doing vertical lines now that go across. And as I get closer to me, I'm going to make those panels bigger. That's the illusion of depth, is as I get closer to me here, or the foreground, my square should get bigger. Now I'm just going to mark which ones, every other, to make a checkerboard pattern so I can remember which ones need to be black and which ones need to be white. Okay? Now that you have your basic composition laid out, you're going to go back in and add your black Sharpie marks. So here's my floor. It's going to be a black and white checkerboard floor. And then, like I said, you can color these in. My Sharpie's starting to run out, so I'm not going to color all those in, but you can color in your checkerboard floor. Okay, but you also want to do your arches and the ceiling line. Remember how I told you the ceiling got thicker up here? So you just want to create that thicker ceiling line there that gets wider as it gets closer to the foreground. The background's tiny, so you would do that on both sides, and you would continue to draw your archways. Okay, now once you're done with all of this and you've done all of your Sharpie marker and you've created your black and white floor, then you are ready to start drawing some sea life, because this is an aquarium that you're walking through, and this is the glass ceiling and sides that you can see fish. So you could create maybe you have some seagrass growing down here, or a rock that you've put in your aquarium, a sea turtle. We've been drawing lots of sea life in class, and you should have some idea how to draw some sea creatures because you've been drawing them. So there's a sea turtle. Again, you could outline this in Sharpie using your visual library that you've been creating. You can create some sea creatures that might be in your aquarium. Once you have done that, you want to use some oil pastels to color in your sea creatures, because these are waxy and we will make a resist with them. I'm going to do a little bit of a darker green on his belly, maybe some darker green on the back of his shell, and add some yellow as well, and some more green into that. Okay, blend those together. So if I had all of my elements drawn and I'm coloring them all in, I would be ready to do the next part of the project, which is watercoloring the background. So with watercolors, once you have everything Sharpied and drawn and colored, you can take some watercolors if you have them. If you don't, you can just color everything in with oh, I should be doing green, blue, with color pencils if you don't have access to watercolors. But as you paint with watercolors over top of your drawings that you've done with oil pastels, the oil pastels resist the water because they're waxy. And you can add multiple blues and even some purples to your aquarium to get some variations in color. And you will do the whole thing, but just Mrs. Bro's got a little sloppy right here. You don't want to do the floor. So you want to do this whole area over to the other side. All of these areas would be done in watercolor, in the color of water. So maybe I'll do a little greens in here too, make it a little teal color coming in. Add some more blue to that. So you can just have some fun in painting this, okay? So hopefully this is enough information to get you started. If you're confused about anything, please see the instructions in your email, or when we have a Zoom meeting, which we will be having a standing Zoom meeting each week, you can talk to me then, or you can shoot me an email and we can talk about it, okay? So I hope you guys have a great week. I'll send you the information for the Zoom meeting. It will, like I said, it will be every week where we get together and just chat for a few minutes, catch up. You can show me what your progress in your artwork, or if you have any questions, that's a good time to ask, okay? So I hope you guys have a great week, and I look forward to seeing your artwork. Take care.